Hey everybody, so it's been a long time since I've put anything on this channel whatsoever, but I guess it's kind of like an update slash yarn haul that I got today because I've been doing a lot of crocheting and had a lot of fun with it. Hold on, I'm gonna set this down. So I went out today because Michael's was having, sorry, that was my dog. She's grumpy because she has to share her bed with my other dog. And they do that. They've been together for, I don't know, it's been over 10 years now, probably closer to 12 years, and they still do that to this day. They're grumpy. They like a grumpy married couple. But anyway, I went to Michael's because they were having a sale, and at my particular Michael's, they were doing a buy one get one 50% off deal, and I haven't bought yarn at Michael's in a really long time. I just haven't gone, and I haven't because I don't leave the house very often anymore, but that's a whole different shebang. But I did go and I found some Charisma yarn, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Charisma. Loops and threads. It's really soft and it has 109 yards, 3.5 ounces, or 100 meters and 100 grams if that, if the weight matters to you. But I don't care about the weight, honestly. I don't know how anybody gets anything from the weight. I like the yardage slash the meters. I need the length. It says it needs a 8mm hook and that it's a bulky 5. And I don't know how accurate this is because if you look at it like up close, I wonder if I can get it. If you look at it up close, to me this looks more like maybe a thick 4, because they're saying it's a bulky 5, and to me that's like I don't know if I can get it to focus. Maybe there, yeah, I don't know, that's probably as good as it's gonna get because this is not the best camera in the world. It's my phone. But yeah, this here, it looks like a thicker, there we go, looks like a thicker 4. But they're saying it's a bulky 5 and you should use an 8mm hook. Or if you use US sizing, an L. I don't use the number, or I don't use the letters. I use the numbers because to me the letters don't make any sense. I live in the US and the letters still don't make any sense to me. I would rather have the number. But it's a US size L, apparently. So I actually did not have an 8mm hook, which I've never worked with bulky yarn before, so I've always just used 4 or lighter, so I've never had a need for a larger hook. So I actually had to get an 8mm hook. So I got one from the Loops and Threads. The 8mm or USL from their brand, the Loops and Threads. So I've never used a Loops and Threads hook either, but I like the brushed aluminum hooks, and I like this kind of this style of hook. I mean, most of my hooks that I use, like for example, I have a whole set and they're like this, that have that. They're not like the Susan Bates hooks, if you know what I'm referring to. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, and this right here is a 3.5. My camera does not like to focus. It's a 3.5mm. This is not a clover hook. This is just a generic ergonomic hook I got in a set, actually, that I got for I think it was my birthday. My partner bought me a whole set. So I've got a set of those. Yeah, so I've never worked with a bulky yarn, and I'm thinking about making like a cardigan or a pullover, maybe a granny square cardigan or a pullover with it. I got 6 of these because it's only 109 yards. And I am a very tiny person. Like, I think my waist measurement is only a 28. So I'm tiny. So it doesn't take a lot more yardage for me to make something. So I could probably get away with a pullover for myself with just 6 of these. But I did also get 3 solid black. Let me pull it up really quick. I did also get 3 solid blacks of the same type, Charisma. solid black. Loops and threads. It's very soft. It's so soft though. It's acrylic. It is acrylic. Both of these are acrylic yarn, which to me, I know some people say, oh, acrylic is acrylic is acrylic. It's really not. There are different acrylics have a different feel. Like this is a nice soft acrylic. And I would say something like Red Heart to me is very variable. I've had skeins of Red Heart yarn that were nice and soft, and I've had skeins of Red Heart yarn that I would not make a wearable out of if you paid me, because they were not, I couldn't stand it. They were too scratchy. So like, for example, this is a little fingerless mitt that I made that was actually, it goes with a hat that Bag O' Day Crochet made. I took the pattern to make it kind of look like her landslide hat. So I actually have the hat right here. This is her landslide beanie. And then I just decided that I wanted to make a pair of fingerless gloves to match it. This is made out of Red Heart. And it's not terrible. Like, it's not super soft, but it's not like super scratchy. So it was okay for me to make like a hat and some mitts out of, but I don't think I would make an entire sweater out of this. But I've had Red Heart yarn. There was one that was soft enough that I could have. And I don't know if that's just because of a coating they put on it. Like maybe if you wash it, it's softer. I don't know. They vary so much for me. And I know some people say they can't tell the difference, but I'm very texture oriented. So if I can't put my hands on it and feel it, it's really hard for me to like order yarn online because I have to be able to feel the yarn. I have to be able to touch it. So I did order a box of yarn that is coming shortly. It should be here sometime next week. I ordered it from Hirschner's. They were having a sale, and it was like, there were skeins that were like $1 a skein, and I could not pass that up. So I got the tweed. They were SOH or something like that. And it was a tweed. It was like a lilac color. And I think I got the gray color. And I got quite a bit of each because I wanted to make a cardigan out of it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when I get it, it'll feel good, and then I'll be able to do that. If it doesn't, then I might figure out something else to make with it, like maybe a blanket or something to just have here when I get cold, because I get cold very easily. So I'm going to work this up, and I'm excited about it because look at this color. Look at this color. It's a lime green, dark green, purple, black colorway, and I love it. I'm living for this color. Like, oh my gosh, it is great. I saw this and I immediately felt like it was calling my name. And the colorway itself is called Dragonfly. So I thought that was a really cool name for this. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. You can wash this. It says you can machine wash it, warm, gentle cycle, tumble dry low, gentle cycle. Don't iron it, of course, but it says you can wash it because obviously it's acrylic, so that's fine, which is good. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. I haven't decided 100% if I want to do a cardigan or a pullover, but I do want to make it like a sweater for sure. One of those two. It's going to happen. One of those two things. It's going to be a cardigan or it's going to be a pullover, and I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I'm also undecided on what kind, whether I want to make it a granny square one or if I want to do just like a basic 2 panels, put the arms on kind of deal. So yeah, I just wanted to show off some yarn, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been doing lately, which is a lot of crocheting. And I actually have some of my projects that I want to show you really quick that I've done. I mean, this little jumping spider in a fuzzy pink and gray yarn that I had left over. I had this yarn for like 8 years and never did anything with it, and so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna use it up. So that's what I did. And this little guy, the pattern I got for this guy came from Skein Spider over on like here on YouTube. Oh, I said over on YouTube, but you know what I mean. That's where I got this from. The pattern for that. She's got it on her channel. And then I also did this little guy, little owl bear cub. And this pattern came from Complicated Knots on YouTube. So I made a little baby owl bear. I just knocked that microphone. Not the mic I'm using on here, but my computer mic. And I made this little bat out of that same gray and pink yarn. This little cutie. His face is like, he's kind of awkward. I'm still in the learning how to stitch things properly phase, like sew things together for amigurumi. But this came from DIY Fluffies on YouTube. Just a cute little bat. Oh my goodness, I have the hiccups. Or at least I have the start of the hiccups. And then this is the biggest one I've done so far that I haven't quite finished yet. And this came from Complicated Knots as well. It's the little owl bear from BG3 that Complicated Knots made the crochet pattern for. I didn't put the claws on his hands here yet. And these aren't quite the same. I did these myself for the eyes because she used buttons for his eyes and I didn't have buttons. So I just put these together myself and then used these little cone shapes for the claws and the beak. And his leg's not, ignore this, his leg isn't sewn on correctly because, again, I am terrible at lining things up, so he's sitting awkwardly. But he's got that little stitch to make it look, I mean, technically it's not supposed to look perfect anyway, so I guess that kind of helps a little, that I don't know how to line things up quite right. But that came from Complicated Knots as well. So I've done quite a few projects. I have done sweaters and things. Maybe I'll show those at another time. I have a few. I've done a couple of shirts that I made for myself, and I actually just didn't use a pattern for. I just made them my own pattern, but they're not tested. They're not sized. I just used my measurements and went from there. So maybe I'll show those off too. And yeah, so once I get done with this, I will show you guys what I made out of this and what it looks like. Hopefully it'll turn out really good and I won't have a problem with it. I hope. I just kind of grabbed it and went, yeah, that looks cool. I want to make that into a sweater. And so now I have to figure out what kind of sweater and what kind of stitch I want to use, and if I want to follow someone else's pattern or if I want to just do my own. I don't know yet. But yeah. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys some stuff and tell you that yes, I am still alive, and yes, I've just been doing some crochet projects and existing. So that's a thing. Please excuse the mess in the background, but that's a sewing machine that I haven't used in like a year. And that's some of my partner's tattoo stuff. So yeah, kind of messy in here, but I don't really have anywhere else to film at the moment. And when I get the energy to clean it up, I will. Until then, this is what I got. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a great day.